that you know me as a person who condemns and speaks against extremism, and despite all that, you came to do that, for some reason.
But the thing is, we have to understand the laws of this country and the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
You have that play, the Book of Mormon, which which mocks Mormons. You watch The Simpsons or Family Guy, they mock Jesus, they mock God. And these are, I know, I don't agree with it, but this is, that's why, for me, it's like...
It's not for religious purposes.
Yeah, of course, but that's what I'm saying.
We don't come here to make documentaries.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, he wants me to...
You cannot compare yourself to the Simpsons editors.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, though, is that he's saying condemn them, but in this country, you can do that.
I don't want you to condemn.
If they said, like, Muslims out of the country or anything like that, then I would condemn it, because I don't agree with anything like that. I may not. I don't do those things myself personally.
So do you not condemn anyone? Are you saying that?
No. I'm saying what is within the realms of freedom of speech and the law. Like, they've never been approached by the police.
No, but whom would you condemn? If you had to condemn, whom would you condemn? Would you condemn anyone at all?
If they're inciting like violence against.
That's exactly what he's saying.
No, but actively inciting, like saying.
So you have to say, you have to come and stand in front of the camera. Christians go and attack Muslims. You want someone to do that before you condemn them. Or if someone is insinuating, if someone is demonizing or dehumanizing a community, there's no problem with that.
Then you have the police who can then validate
whether
it's hate speech.
As I said,
if it's hate speech,
as I said earlier, police and the judgment
is not hate speech.
Police and the judgment is not the criteria we use. Police allowed this guy called Tan to come here every single week in the park to make genocidal statements, right? Okay, police cannot be a standard for us. Sorry, are you filming?
But remember, I approached you about...
Please don't film. Not. Okay. Okay.
I approached you about Anjum Chowdhury, who was convicted. That's the difference. He's a convicted person.
So what has that guy to do with me? Wait. Why do you keep using his name against me when I've never met him in my life? Actually,
but have I met him?
No, I have never met him in my life.
Tommy Robinson is convicted criminal. Will you condemn him?
No. What?
Would you condemn Tommy Robinson?
I don't support Tommy Robinson.
But would you condemn him?
If he's been convicted of that, then yes.
No, would you condemn him for inciting hatred?
Yeah, if he's been convicted, then yeah.
I
don't agree with any incite racial.
This is where
Tommy Robinson's nothing to me.
Okay, of course he's nothing to you. He doesn't like people like you.
You think
he doesn't like people like you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I have no issue with condemning people who are actively.
What do you know of Tommy Robinson? What do you know of him?
Very little. I know he was part of the EDL. That he's not part of them anymore.
And there's nothing you see in his behavior that needs to be condemned.
I know he's been kind of pursuing like our fellow person here went to his house or near his house or whatever, and they had their little tiff thing.
Do you know anything about his teachings?
No, I don't follow Tommy Robinson like that.
Okay. Do you follow Anjum Chowdhury?
No.
You seem to know more about Anjum Chowdhury than Tommy Robinson. You had no hesitation. Anjum Chowdhury is an extremist. By default, you came and you made that statement, right?
Yeah,
right. But for some reason, Anjum Chowdhury is a dead fish. He's a dead fish. Okay. Oh, no, don't heckle.
Yeah, but my point was this. But my point was this, and I'll make it very.
Okay. Now my point is, here is your inconsistency.
Exactly.
You recognize one extremist because he happens to be a Muslim, and you want to use his example against other Muslims to somehow put them in the dock.
No.
Okay. Now, when we use a similar, perhaps possibly a more severe example of extremism that led to terrorism, acts of terrorism against innocent people, you can't see any extreme. You don't see anything.
It's Paperboy, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Like the difference, the reason why.
You see, there is something wrong with your sense of justice.
The reason why I approached you, for example, I've never gone up to Shamsi and confronted him about anything, because he goes up to Muslims and Christians, and I can't knock him for that. He's consistent, but what I didn't like was because it's like you're saying you use an excuse.
But you said in that video that you know I speak against extremism, right? You know that, right?
Yeah, but then you.
Okay.
The Bible
if
says.
You knew that.
Yeah, but wait. The Bible says you shall know them by their fruit. So if you're saying something and doing something different, that's why I approached you and asked you, because it's very easy for someone to verbalize something and then their actions are very different.
Okay. What fruits do you know of me?
What? What truth do I know?
Actually, the fruit of DCCI, he said it's a freedom of speech.
But then, as I said, because I saw the video where you went onto DCCI and you were criticising
that's part of my fruit, yes.
asking them to condemn
That's part of my fruit to confront extremists.
So all I did
to confront extremist people who are mocking innocent Muslims.
He said it's freedom of speech then. No judging by the freedom
yes,
or the fruit.
Thank you. Did you hear that? Why doesn't freedom of speech apply there? When I confront Hatun about her extremism and her mockumentaries against Muslim women in particular, why doesn't my freedom of speech apply?
I didn't say you couldn't do it.
But I
just said I felt you were a hypocrite in doing it.
Okay.
So that's why I approached you in the same way.
How is he a hypocrite?
Because I haven't,
how am I a hypocrite?
I haven't approached anyone here in that same manner, and that's why I say.
How is he a hypocrite?
Why did Uncle Omar attack him and me today? The guy is
I don't know.
Why?
I don't follow these things.
Because we talk about one topic at a time. That's the reason he confronted him today. Ustad had to walk away.
He tried to drag me into an unpleasant, unwanted discussion, which I didn't want to do. Because I don't want to talk to these people.
Ustad, he was here. Bruv, the guy went, he's insulting my mom, my dad, everyone in my family.
Yeah, but okay, and I'll tell you another reason why. For example,
so you know, he knows this. He knows that.
I'll tell you another reason why. Like Paul Williams several years ago, when he, or about 2 years ago, within 2 years, and he kind of announced to everyone he's leaving Islam because he felt there was.
When are you taking your shahada?
Let me finish my point.
When are you taking your shahada?
He felt within this
park. When are you joining us?
He felt within this park there was an extremist element.
When are you joining us?
And no one in the Dawah team would join him in condemning the people.
I can see that light in you.
He still has the tweets online. So that's why, for me, it was like, even someone who comes to the park to do Dawah felt that he was ostracized in trying to condemn certain people like Abdul Hakim and other people in the park who have been banned, I believe.
Did you see Ali Dawah and Sheikh Mohammed made a video against him?
I'm not saying him.
Yes.
I think even he spoke against him.
Yes.
He said he's against all extremists.
Yeah, but
there is a video. Watch the video. There's a video. Wait. I'll lead you to what I did.
Because Shamsi goes up to the people directly and confronts them, whereas other people can say...
Have you confronted anyone directly, yourself?
Who?
You.
From Christian?
No, I'm talking about the haters.
Only me.
What haters?
I'm talking about the people like Tommy Robinson. Have you confronted them?
If he was in the park, then yes.
You came to the park.
I wasn't here.
So are you saying if he was here, will he condemn him?
If I see what he's done, then...
you need to see what he has done still. Wow.
Because...
Okay, wait. Why do I have to?
Yes.
Firstly, my position is very clear. Yes. Secondly, why do I have to confront every Tom, Dick and Harry?
I didn't say you did. My argument was...
argument... Wait. Let me finish. Mexican drug cartels are killing innocent people in a brutal fashion.
Yes.
Okay? ISIS are killing innocent people.
Colombians.
Americans... In some cases, American military has been killing innocent people. We have seen the cases come out in articles. Okay? Israelis are killing innocent. Indian army is killing innocent. Christian gunmen in America, in the US, walking into synagogues and schools.
But this is the problem, especially with what I have, with what Adnan's approach is because he will say, for example, DCCI are Islamophobes, they're extremists and whatnot. Then when you see the comments online, every Christian in the park is DCCI. So therefore, it means when I'm walking to my house, people think I'm DCCI or something, and I'm in danger because he's saying these people are X, Y, and Z. And people don't know how to differentiate. That's why you have to be careful of how you speak, because people just see... I'm sure you've seen the comments. Anytime any Christian debates, they say, look at these DCCI. No, I'm not. And I'll challenge anyone to prove to me that I'm paid to come to this park. There's no one who can pay me enough money to come to this park. I come because I want to.
How did you buy this jean?
Because I have a job and it pays very well.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I have a question.
Let's wrap it up.
What job? Tell me. What job do you have?
What job?
You said it pays well.
Only people with high.
Nice trainers, nice jean.
Yeah, of course. I work hard for my. I have a degree.
Actually,
I have a postgraduate degree, and I'm studying another postgraduate degree. So
let me ask you.
I'm an educated person.
Let me ask you. Did
don't talk about the clothes.
Did someone try to shoot you? Did someone try to shoot you or something?
Well, you know, the church hasn't been paying me enough, so you know, this is why I'm.
That's fashion, by the way. Anyway, the point I'm making is, we do not mind having decent.
And the other problem I had was as soon as I approached you, and let me just make my point. is because you had said I'm a decent person, but as soon as I confronted you, I turned into an Islamophobe, and that is dangerous talk, because then people, you didn't have evidence just because you didn't like the way I approached you. So then I can walk home and someone's like, oh, I heard Adnan say this person's an Islamophobe, where everyone in the park has no issue with me. But then if someone approaches me or thinks, oh, this guy's an Islamophobe.
Are you scared that someone might attack you due to false information? That's your fear?
There's crazy people out there.
Oh, thank you. Well, why do you think we call DCCI hate preachers?
Why?
Because when they talk about the niqab and the hijab, and our sisters are getting
what
the hijab...
have they said? What have they said? That's
what have they... The question is, what have they not said?
No, tell me what they've said.
Have you ever read comments? Have you ever read comments on the videos of Soko channel?
Yeah.
Have you read comments? I have read the comments.
We are like
and do they sound like any of those people? Do they sound like loving Christians?
No.
Well, the thing is, on Soko's channel, you have Christians and non-Christians, a lot of the people. So
for some reason, a lot of would you agree with this statement that a lot of Islamophobes have managed to get together in the comment section there? A lot of Islamophobes.
What do you mean?
Because some of the comments are outright Islamophobia.
Yeah, of course.
Yes?
I disagree with that.
So
in terms of if people are mocking, and I've said before, like if people mock religion, that's just the way this country is. People mock Christianity.
Have you watched my debates with these learned, decent Christian scholars?
Okay, yeah.
Have you watched some of my debates?
Yes.
Have you seen my demeanor and my behavior with them? Yes. I treat them very different to the way I treat some of these Islamophobes and haters in the park, because I don't see the same behavior from them. Okay, so we treat people according to the treatment they deserve, right? I have no respect for people who will mock innocent, vulnerable women who are already being attacked around the West, in this country in particular. People who watch these kind of videos, the way DCCI people, they made a mockumentary. Wait. I'm finishing my point. So when innocent Muslim women are being dehumanized and demonized by your mockumentaries, right? And then
mock and criticize religion. That's what I'm saying. People, but that's what I'm saying. Look at the Book of Mormon.
Is this what the gospel? Is this what your religion teaches you? Is this what your religion teaches you?
Teaches us what?
To mock people.
You probably shouldn't mock people.
Probably?
So do you think that's Christianity? Do you think that's? Let me ask a question.
What's Christian about DCCI? What's Christian about David Wood? What's Christian about other Islamophobes who are using the name of Christianity to mock Muslims on a daily basis? And it seems to be open season on Muslims.
If Jesus was here and he was watching David Wood's channel, would he say, brilliant, that's what I preach to the world?
Jesus would go about things very differently. But remember but he called the Pharisees hypocrites and brood of vipers, and that was very extreme talk.
Exactly. But do you think he'll be condoning? Would he say to David Wood?
Because if I called you two brood of vipers, you'll be like, wow, Paperboy.
I don't know what that means.
He even called people pigs.
Yeah, so Jesus' language was very extreme at the time in criticizing the Pharisees.
Make up your mind with Jesus you're preaching.
So are you justifying what David Wood does?
But I don't believe Jesus was a pacifist.
Okay, so can I call you a pig?
Can you call me a pig?
Yeah, in a discussion, can I call you a pig? Can I call you a dog or a viper or an adulterer? An adulterer? No, I don't want to do. Would that be decent in a conversation?
In conversation, would it be courteous? But if you said it,
thank you.
I may be offended.
Thank you. So Jesus was not courteous.
Jesus. In terms of calling people like hypocrites and I can't remember when did he call people pigs? I can't remember.
He did.
When?
Gentiles. Swine. It is not for me to toss the bread.
Idiom. It's
an idiom. They have meanings.
Yeah, but it's
so when he used the word swine, who was he referring to?
Yeah, but he's not
humans or swine.
You're twisting.
I'm not twisting.
It's an idiomatic expression.
Of course. Yeah. But when he used the word swine, who was he talking about?
But then it's like when your prophet called people raisin heads and in the hadiths.
Not in a derogatory way. No. No, absolutely not.
Calling someone a raisin head isn't derogatory.
No, it's not. Not for their context. context in their time? Absolutely
So
no.
then why don't you apply the same context of Christ and how the Jews understood it?
The Prophet actually described Jesus in a similar fashion, that he will have curly hair, he will have red complexion. Okay, describing someone's appearance. Wait. Someone.
That's
okay.
what he called it.
Okay, if somebody has a head that looks like
he said the black people or the Somalians.
No. You can try hard. You can try harder.
I can bring the hadith because I have it on me. No, but what I'm saying is they seem to be quick to.
Wait. What is the hadith? What is it saying, by the way? It's going to refute your own point.
Okay,
what is the hadith? When he used the word raisin head, as you claim, what was he talking about?
What was the context?
What was the context?
I can't remember.
Exactly. That's the problem.
I can bring it up.
The problem is, you know a word which you think is used in a racial sense, but when you read the hadith completely, you would realize he was actually talking positively about the people from Africa. He was saying, when they have been appointed over you as a leader. So in other words, he is opening the possibility of something that was completely impossible. Previously, he was actually telling the Arabs, it is very possible for you to have an African leader. And which was the case. Bilal climbed the Kaaba, which was an absolute abomination for the Arabs.
Now give the context of when Jesus says, do not give what is holy to the dogs and swine, lest they trample it in the feet.
Okay, so this is the hadith. So it says, the Prophet said, listen and obey your chief.
Listen.
Even if an Ethiopian whose head is like a raisin made your chief.
So
why would you
is this
say
racism?
Why is that positive? Even if
I'll respond. I'll respond. Okay, wait.
That's what they were known.
Okay. There are. Wait. I'm responding.
So you go
I'm responding. I'm responding.
What they do.
I'm responding.
Yes.
Even. Firstly, there are a few things. Let's go step by step. Read it again.
The Prophet said, listen and obey your
Listen and obey. First point.
Even if an Ethiopian whose head is like a raisin were made your chief. Now, if I go to Ethiopian today and say your head's like a raisin, do you think they're going to accept it?
Good point. Okay. First point is, you have to have some shortage in brain cells to understand this particular report in another way. If anything, this report is anti-racism. Okay. If anything, this is a report in our favor. This is why we are proud of our Prophet. Our Prophet, why are we proud of him? Because he spoke against racism when it was impossible to do so. Why is he saying even now is the question. Who is he talking to primarily? Who is he talking to?
The pagan Arabs.
He's talking to Arabs who were very racist, very racist people. He was telling them, Islam has come now, things have changed now. Now, if an Ethiopian with raisin on his head is appointed over you, that means it may happen. And if it happens, you obey him. Don't be racist like you have been. This is the meaning of the report. If you have any integrity now, state in front of all these cameras that I'm sorry, I apologize. Wait. Don't. You can feed it later. Okay, wait. Now that I used to think that you are a decent person, and I am again willing to think that, providing, firstly, when you use this term, you had no idea in what context these words were used. Now the context have become clear, and I've clarified what the Prophet meant. You have two options. Either to continue,
because there was a bit of chatter, so I missed some of the bit of what you said. So give the explanation again.
I'm saying that as a decent man, if you are decent, and I hope you are, you have two options. Firstly, you had no idea what context these words were used in, number one. And then you read the context, and then I explained it further. It is now clear that if anything, this report demonstrates how anti-racism our Prophet was, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he was telling these racist Arabs, if an Ethiopian has been appointed over you as a leader, obey him. Obey him, is your leader. This is anti-racism.
And what did he say in his last khutbah?
Forget about forget about being appointed. Okay. Now you have two options. Either you say, I'm sorry, I apologize for using those words against your prophet, and now I stand corrected.
He can say he didn't.
No. Now he knows. Now he knows. He has the time to correct himself. Okay. So stop reading that now, and because you're not going to find anything else to the contrary.
Also, when he conquered Mecca, he had Usama bin Zayd.
Not open. Don't open other topics. Stick to this one for now. This report you used. Obviously, you use the words out of context. Now that is clear, can you apologize in front of the cameras and say, I stand corrected, and definitely Muhammad, according to this report, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was an anti-racism man?
Yes. Anti-racism?
Yes.
I don't know.
Anti-racist.
Wait.
Okay, don't try it.
Anti-racist.
Okay.
I don't think from your explanation, I don't understand fully how you're taking it in that way. So I see it differently, because that's why I'm saying he's explaining the context.
I want the Christians now to watch this.
No, because
I want the Christians to watch this.
And we try to
if a Muslim was doing this, you would be running marathons. You would be running marathons from New York